Audio Jungle.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Don Mafia Live. 72 of you in here already, man. 41 on YouTube, 31 on X. Do me a favor, smash that like button the second that you come in. I will tell you what, it appears that Sean McDermott is currently live with the media right now. So if I can find the correct stream, if it is here somewhere, one would assume. I can't see the stream on X as of yet. However, we can figure out exactly what he is saying based off of the handy-dandy list that I have right here. Let me see if we can get the broadcast in. Beautiful. Boom.
The importance of life outside of what we do and having the right heart, but then also having the right mindset for life, but also for competition.
And so I can't hear him at all.
So many carryovers, sport to sport.
He's not even in front of the mic.
Life, and we spent an hour or two together and on a Zoom, and it was a fun Zoom.
He's not even there, man.
I won't get too much into the details on it, but you can just tell from Ted's personality in the couple minutes he's been with us that he keeps things light and has a great.
So I can't even hear a word of these saying. I'm not even sure about y'all. What's going on, guys? How you doing? We got Raymond Johnson in the chat. We got absolutely. Hey, Dan, I'm gonna meet Jim Kelly tomorrow. Fantastic.
And you try and do the best that you can, and you keep your
I really can't hear this fool. All right. Anyway. Let's see what he's saying, and then we'll give it another shot a little later. Maybe the audio does improve at that point. However, in case you guys did miss it, as far as tomorrow is concerned, guys, Reggie Gilliam is the only one that is currently listed as not going to play. So all of the wrist injuries that we saw from Amari Cooper, same exact thing we saw from Benford, same exact thing we saw from Curtis Samuel. It appears like all of them should be a go on Sunday. So really the only one that is going to be out is going to be our good friend Reggie Gilliam here with a hip injury. So to begin with, let's see what else is coming out of this overall press conference in which that we cannot hear whatsoever. He does have Scotty Scheffler's caddy, Ted Scott, with him during this interview, which makes it very interesting. Let me see what else we have. Reggie Gilliam has been ruled out for Sunday's game against Miami, and the Bills have ruled out, blah, blah, blah. We're seeing a lot of that on Reggie. Let's see what else that we have. Bernard. I feel like each and every single one of us want to understand where Bernard truly is in this situation. Sounds like McDermott is saying that he should be good to go against the Dolphins on Sunday. Fantastic news. Fantastic news from what we are seeing so far. I'm going to double check this broadcast again and see if it's improved in any stretch.
I was telling him it's a really interesting thing to walk into a room full of alphas, and here I am, a guy carrying clubs trying to tell them how to think, right? It's like, okay. But, when I was 19 years old, and this is a life philosophy, an 18-year-old kid that was one of the most amazing people I ever met told me, he said, every man is superior to me in some way, therefore I can learn from him. Even a bum off the street has something to teach me. That was his exact words. And I was like, wow, that's a great philosophy in life. And so everywhere I go in my life, I'm trying to learn, and especially around great people like Coach. I mean, listening to him do interviews and how well he handles himself, how well he thinks through the questions, how much he cares for those that are listening. That's already got my attention, my eyes on him. I want to stick with him. I want to see what I can gain, what I can learn to be a better dad, a better caddy, a better husband, things like that. I heard him talking to his
bang bang, we're better,
man. So yeah, I'm hoping to learn a lot from this guy. So it's fun to be here.
That's for how much this team loves to golf.
I've heard, yeah. There was a couple of guys that were asking questions. We were trying to talk about the mindset, and they were like, so when a player loses his swing, I was like, right. So anyway, you're asking for golf tips, not mental tips. It was pretty funny.
You guys good? All right, have a good Friday. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
He literally just ended up bringing in, folks. He literally just ended up bringing in his buddy Scotty Scheffler's caddy prior to this. Really didn't learn quite a bit, but Sean did end up putting out a couple of things. We have an update on Dwayne Carter, folks. Have an update on Dwayne Carter as of right now. He can return after his 4-week IR stint and wrist surgery. That's basically what we were thinking from the time that he ended up breaking his right hand. That's specifically what we were seeing thus far. And then same thing with Bernard. He's going to be back on Sunday, which is ideal. And the only player that is ahead of us right now that will not be participating on Sunday is going to be Reggie Gilliam. So that's basically the update as far as the injury report. Now, I am curious. I'm going to go on ahead and I'm going to pull up my good guy, thigh doctor, real fast, and we're going to take a look at the Dolphins injury report, because not that this really matters, because full transparency, I will tell you this. The original title of this stream was the Buffalo Bills are about to win the bye week, and then I put in parentheses Miami Dolphins, right? Because I genuinely believe that we're going to kick their ass regardless of what happens. But this is essentially where the injury report is for Miami. We can take a look. Have a Julian Hill tight end, did not practice. Holland is probably not going to be out there. Cater Kohu, who is their slot corner typically, he's ass, by the way. He is not going to be playing. So who is it going to be? I want to say it's going to be Cam Smith, the rookie. So you know that Shakir is going to go out there and absolutely cook that fool. Zach Sealer, defensive tackle, who is probably their best defensive lineman at this point. Armstead rests in a knee injury. He is limited. By the way, if you end up looking at the Miami Dolphins as far as like their best graded players, they literally just have one defensive tackle and then one offensive tackle are their two highest graded players. Basically, everything else is just crazy. You have Brooks is out limited. You have River Carcraft limited. Storm Duck, Tyreek Hill is limited with rest foot. Did not practice, limited by itself. Same thing with Alec Ingold. Like, basically where we're at right now. Basically where we're at right now with this team, folks, is that they are just not disciplined, like whatsoever. You see so many rest designations like on this Miami Dolphins team. I have a feeling that they're just walking into this game with zero intention of winning it. I can almost tell you that. But guys, what's up? Welcome to another edition of Dom Mafia Live. That is right. We are going to be unpacking everything that happens in practice today during this wonderful Friday stream. I do want to remind everybody, all right, listen, we are damn close. We are damn close to 30,000 subscribers. I have to tell you what this is already, guys. Where we stand right now, we have 29,292 of you have subscribed to this YouTube channel. All right. And as many of you know, my goal is to reach 30,000 prior to the Week 10 matchup to the Indianapolis Colts. Well, fun fact, now that I'm noticing that 165 of you are currently in the chat already, 103 of you are on YouTube, 63 of you are on X, I am doing a bunch of giveaways each and every single week for the remainder of the season, thanks to Pristine Auction. I have signed jerseys, I have rookie cards, signed rookie cards. This week, I'm giving away this Josh Allen rookie card, okay? And a lot of you are super excited about this. In order for you to enter this contest, it's actually quite simple. All you need to do is be a subscriber to this YouTube channel and also end up making a Pristine Auction account. All right. Link is in the description. It's super easy to sign up. If you want to be a part of my giveaways, those are the two prerequisites for each and every single one of them. Super excited to announce the winner on Sunday. I genuinely have zero qualms. I have zero worries about this matchup on Sunday. It's all going to be smiles. It's going to be a celebration. And I'm going to be happy as hell when I announce the winner of this bad boy. It's going to be hard walking away, but thank God I have two copies. So have no fear with that. Would you rather win a Super Bowl this year and not be a playoff team for the next 7 years, or make the playoffs each of the next 7 years with the possibility of winning the Super Bowl? So I think I kind of want you to unpack that question, Jesse. Does that mean that there's still a chance that we could win the Super Bowl within those 7 years, right? Is there still a chance that we could win it? Or does that mean that like we make the playoffs, but it's 100% that we are not going to win the Super Bowl? Or do you mean that we end up winning the Super Bowl this year and then just like no playoffs for the next 7? Still a chance, but nothing for sure. 110% I'm taking the 7 in the playoffs. I am. Like, I know a lot of people want a Lombardi, but you have to think about this. This team has been very close, and the only team really standing in our way has been the Kansas City Chiefs. We play them very well. And you got to think that one of these playoff years, like, we're going to stay healthy all across the board, which would be ideal, right? Because when this team is at a full bill of health and when we are absolutely clicking, which we typically do, I'd probably do that. Our defense can't go into this game and underestimate this team. They still have 3 good playmakers. If our defensive line gets to Tua, we will win by 20 plus. And I'll tell you what, I look at this offensive line over in Miami, especially their right side. It's terrible.
All right. Like, this team is absolutely god awful. And I did think it was hysterical, especially when he came out there at the beginning of the season and he was saying, oh, well, it doesn't matter because I get the football out very fast. Sean McDermott has proven that he completely confuses Tua. I have said this a million times already on stream. The Buffalo Bills are Tua's boogeyman. All right. He is genuinely afraid of this team. Same thing with Mike McDaniel. Sean McDermott has their number. He knows how to take away Tua's first read almost perfectly. And I don't think that offensive line is going to be able to save him. In order for him to get past his first read, has to have somewhat decent protection, and he does not. Still a chance, but nothing for sure. I'm 1,010% taking that, baby. All right, dude, we got Moshe in the chat. How is Mahomes in the MVP conversation? Because it is a media award, my friend. It is a media award at the end of the day. I have no idea how Mahomes is in the MVP conversation, but there he is, regardless. All right, we have Derek Murphy. Super Bowl is always the goal. We have Derek Murphy. We have Delusional Pats fan is saying, get to the Super Bowl now before 2025 is Drake May season. All right, listen, man. He's really living up to his name recognition over here, folks. The Delusional Pats fan is doing his thing. When this team wins a Super Bowl, our AFC East rivals will move the goalposts and say it's only one ring. Absolutely, but at the end of the day, all you can do is just win. I can't see Josh Allen never winning a Super Bowl. He's just too good. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. Do keep in mind that Peyton Manning did not win his first Super Bowl until his 9th year in the NFL. So certainly not completely out of the question. Sorry for being late. Is there any major injuries this week? Well, I'll tell you what, my friend Devontae Mott. As of right now, and I'm assuming you're exclusively talking about the Buffalo Bills here, the only thing or the only player that is for sure out is Reggie Gilliam with a hip injury. Everybody else will practice today, some on a limited capacity, including Amari Cooper. But if I was a gambling man, I have a feeling that he will be out there. We have Spin. What's the future for Miami and the Jets in this division in future years? I mean, this is the Bills' down year. I feel like he's being sarcastic at this point. I'll tell you what. I still don't trust the Jets. It was certainly an impressive catch last night. It was an impressive win. Maybe the Houston Texans are perhaps frauds. Like at this point, I really think they could be frauds. But I still think that they're going to go on ahead and try and find a new coach. I think that they will draft the QB of the future next year in the first round. I think they'll get another wide receiver. Maybe Rodgers retires. Maybe he sticks around. It just depends. Dan, my boss didn't come to work today. We are dilly-dallying all day. Gabriel, have a great-ass time, bro. Throw me up on the big screen. We got a lot to talk about today. It's going to be interesting to see who Teddy Bruschi picks to win the game on Sunday, NFL Countdown. He picked the Seahawks last week. Let's see if he doubles down and picks the Dolphins. I don't know. I mean, maybe that is the shot heard around the world. Maybe he jinxes us like each and every single time, which makes it absolutely insane. Schefter tweet about Ray Davis. The Schefter tweet about Ray Davis. What we got here? What did Shefty have to say? Oh, it's Christmas time already. Okay. Ted Scott, caddy for Scotty Scheffler, is here with the Bills this weekend. Scott got to know the Bills through wide receiver Keon Coleman and their Opelousas, Louisiana connection. Scott has been talking to McDermott and the Bills about mindset and going into the game. Bills running back Ray Davis in Week 9, NFLPA Community MVP after the Big Brothers Big Sisters alum hosted 14 local bigs, mentors, and littles mentees for a fun experience featuring a stadium tour, pizza party, and more. I mean, listen, I'm a big fan of Ray Davis. He's come from very humble beginnings, a very sad early life for sure. And I mean, he is just a walking example of really rising to the occasion, right? Really rising to the occasion and making the most and coming out the mud, as the kids would say. Love this guy. When's Josh Allen's contract ends? Do you think we will extend or retire? He's definitely not retiring. He's young. What, he's 29? He's 28. His contract next year, we've already had a conversation about this. Josh Allen is likely going to get a massive extension next offseason because he has no guarantees next year, folks. If we want to take a look, And we'll put this comment back up on the screen. Yeah. There's no way. And so I have a feeling that Josh Allen's going to play probably about as long as Big Ben did. I honestly think that we have bare minimum 9 more years of Josh Allen. 9 more years of Josh Allen before he decides to hang up the cleats. That is for sure. But this is something I want you to take a look at. And never mind, I did misspeak. But this is the contract for Josh right here, guys. In 2025, he has $14 million fully guaranteed in his overall contract, right? But 2026, 2027, and 2028, $0 are completely guaranteed. Now, this is all, of course, a stipulation based off of whether or not he makes the roster, which clearly he will. However, there's really a world right now where if Brandon Beane was smart next offseason, he'd go on ahead and he would just extend him next offseason, right? Give him some more guarantees in 2026, 2027. It would probably even end up helping this overall cap at the end of the day. But certainly interesting. In 2025, his base salary is $14 million, the most out of each and every single year since he has received it. Dude ended up making some damn money, though. He is a rich dude. Homie's a rich dude. That's for sure. But great question. Great question. I think that Josh Allen's contract extension might be happening next year, but if not, then after the 2025 year, zero question about that. I thought we already redid Allen's contract this past season. We gave him a pay raise for the next season. Yeah, but like once you start to see that guaranteed money is about to dwindle down, he's 110% going to be coming back for a bigger deal, especially when you end up looking at all of the contracts around the league. Like, where's Josh Allen right now, right? Like, he's like number 11. He's number 12th highest paid QB in the league. If this guy goes up and if Josh wins the MVP this year, listen, I know that we all think that he's just like, oh my God, dude, like he would never betray Buffalo like that. Like, folks, like he's a businessman, bro. Like he wants to have the best possible contract on the face of the planet. He is a dude that sacrifices his body and his play for a team. And when he looks at all of the bums ahead of him that are currently making significantly more money than he does, you are damn straight that he's going to want some more money. If you think that Josh Allen's not sitting there looking at all of the contracts around the league right now, and there's not something in the back of his head being like, okay, fuck these bums, I promise you, you're being naive. This dude wants a bigger contract. It's only a matter of time until he does. What are the chances Bean brings someone else in before the end of the window? We have Lecky in the chat. What is going on, my friend? Hope all is well. It's 50-50 for me at this point. I think that there's certainly opportunities for us to be able to bring in somebody from like free agency. And by free agency, I mean Micah Hyde, especially since Mike Edwards came out and said that he has demanded a trade or he would like to be traded due to his lack of utilization so far within the defense. I'm not convinced that anybody's going to send over like draft capital or compensation for that safety. So I think we'll ultimately end up releasing him here within the next couple of weeks if things really don't go to par. And then to fill in that roster spot, I could 1,010% see Bean and Sean McDermott bringing back Micah Hyde. I don't know. I heard Tyreek Hill is injured, and if that is true, and do you think he will play? What is wrong with Cooper? How is Bernard? We have Devontae Mott. Both Cooper and both Bernard were seen practicing yesterday. They are planning on being full participants, or at least limited today, but they're both trending to play. I think so. The only player that will not be playing for sure 100% is Reggie Gilliam. That's our fullback. I feel like Tyreek Hill is always on the injury report. It is a foot injury currently where it stands, but dude's fine. He's going to play. Free agent, you say. JA17 headed to the 49ers. That's all I heard Dan say. No. Listen, I've told you guys like my biggest nightmare. Like on the face of the planet, right? My biggest nightmare. All right. Okay. My biggest nightmare is that Josh Allen, okay, he ends up playing for Buffalo for the next 6 or 7 years, and we get so close. Like, I'm talking we make a Super Bowl and we lose one. We're all heartbroken. And then we end up walking away from Josh Allen, and then he gets traded over to, like, the Niners or the Rams, or, like, he pulls a Matthew Stafford, And like he gets traded over to some team when he's 37, 38 years old, and he wins a Super Bowl the following year. That is the nightmare that keeps me up at night. That is the nightmare that keeps me up at night, if that was the case, right? But let's not put that out into the universe. Let's certainly not put that out into the universe because we're about to be raising a Lombardi this year, baby. You already know how good I feel about that. I've been a Bills fan for 15 years now, but if Josh leaves, I am going with him. That's my Pookie. Oh, no, you can't do that, man. Listen, you always need to ride with your team, man. We are not player fans over here. We are team fans. Josh, you are not a Bills fan then. Why do we have a fullback? I mean, listen, it certainly is a dying position in the NFL, but Sean McDermott likes him, and he's actually a pretty quality blocker. Dan, and do you think that if the next few weeks go well, including the bye, that we could close out the season fully healthy? Wouldn't that be ideal? Buffalo Guffey. Nothing more that I would love is just to actually bring in, and you know what? It's just the defense that I really want to have like a full bill of health. Specifically the linebackers. I would love the linebackers to stay healthy because regardless of who is in our secondary for the most part, Sean McDermott can get the most out of just about anybody. Linebackers are an entire different story. Linebackers are the reason why we lost that Bengals game and that Chiefs game last year as well. So for the love of God, please, please, please stay healthy. We have always had a fullback. Gilliam has been here for a while. We're going to beat y'all Sunday, Dan. Fins up. Young Buck Colin. You lie to yourself. You lie to whoever, my friend. Why would we ever get rid of him, though? I mean, I really don't know, like, why the Lions did with Stafford in the first place either. You know what I mean? And look, I'm just making up fake scenarios in my head. Like, I'm worrying about fake scenarios in my head that probably won't even come to fruition. I'm just saying. Like sometimes like we worry about shit that's never going to happen. It's human nature. But still, how shitty would that suck? If Josh plays for another team, I think I quit watching football, but I love my Bills. Would hate to absolutely see it. Wins one as Herbert's backup. Dan, who will win the MVP? So I'll be honest with you, man. I'm really not a big fan of this media award thing. I think Josh Allen wants to win MVP. I genuinely believe that he does as far as his career resume is concerned. I feel like you look around the league right now, and I genuinely believe that he is in the lead of the MVP conversation at this point. Sure, he had a couple of bad back-to-back games against the Ravens and the Houston Texans, but it certainly helps his case that he has been balling out after the fact, and Ravens ended up losing to the 1-6 Browns, and the Houston Texans ended up losing to the 2-6 Jets. So that certainly helps out as well. I think where it stands, I think Josh is on a narrow lead. In fact, I think that he has a narrow lead on this overall conversation, and I'm really excited to see how it works out. Dan, Dolphins plus 17 at halftime is a lock. We have Young Buck Colin coming in. He's talking about this because I made a $100 bet with my buddy CB83. And I said, bro, this Buffalo Bills team is going to be up by 17 points by the half. And I genuinely believe that's going to happen. I think this Bills team will be up by 17 points before the half. There's just so many mismatch nightmares on this squad. Like, guys, all right. So Bills fans, do me a favor and name a single matchup that concerns you. A single matchup that concerns you from the Dolphins game. Like, what matchup do the Dolphins have so the advantage? Like, what's a matchup where you say, okay, this Dolphins team has the advantage? I genuinely can't think of one. Like, some of you might say, oh, what about Achane, right? I think this Buffalo Bills team, for the most part, lets this Dolphins team run on them, right? They ended up proving it by completely shutting down Kenneth Walker III last week, right? So, I mean, I guess you could say Achane, and so our run defense, right? But, like, I'm sorry, but, like, I am picking our corners over their wide receivers. Like, we always shut down Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle each and every single time. I'm sorry, but I'm picking our defensive line over their offensive line. I am also picking our offensive line over their defensive line. I'm picking Josh Allen over Tua. I am picking James Cook and Ray Davis combination over Achane. I am picking Shakir over, his name is Cam Smith. And so I'm picking Amari Cooper over Jalen Ramsey. And so I'm picking Keon Coleman over, so there's CB2. I genuinely cannot think of a single matchup where I would give the Dolphins an advantage. Coaching, Sean McDermott over Mike McDaniel is an absolute no-brainer. This would be an absolute embarrassment. Say that we were to lose in the Miami Dolphins. Like, wholeheartedly and genuinely. It's where we're at right now. 17, though, holy crap. I don't think a Panthers fan would turn that down. Holy shit. No matchup at all. We have bad matchup guy is electric. He said 17, though. Yes, sir. I said bare minimum, this Buffalo Bills team will be up by 17 points by the half. Yes, it's going to happen. No matchup at all. Josh is coming in saying bad matchup guy is absolutely electric. Delusional Patriots fan is saying you can't even lie and say things like Dolphins have more heart. You can't. You can't even lie and say that they have heart. This team is so checked out. And then someone says kicker. Surprisingly enough, Sanders has the exact same kicking stats as Tyler Bass. In fact, I think Sanders has missed more. Hold on. Jason Sanders stats 2024. Let me see. His field goal percentage is 75. Okay. And let's look at Tyler Bass. Look, here's Jason Sanders. So Bass has an 80% field goal percentage, and Jason Sanders has 75. And Bass's longest one was 50. He has 62 points, and Sanders only has 43. So that's not even a matchup, and that they have. That's not even a matchup. I'm always worried because of a division, but at home and we are just better. No turnovers. We will be fine. My wife is getting baptized Sunday morning, smack dab during the game. Do I skip the baptism and stay home to watch the game, or do I support my wife? I am on the fence. We have Mafia for Life coming in asking me for some life advice. And okay, listen, knock out 2 birds, 1 stone, grab YouTube TV on the phone, have it on silent mode. Okay. And just watch that shit while your wife's getting baptized, baby. All right. It's a beautiful thing. Listen, man, I am a churchgoer myself. I am at church each and every single Sunday. Definitely don't miss that for your wife, but that doesn't mean you can't have the game going. All right. Can't have the game going in the background. And sneak a headphone right in there too, baby. You know what I'm saying? Dolphins have more teal in their uniform, so there is that for sure. Skip it. We have Blair coming in saying skip it. We have a lot of people telling this guy to skip his wife's baptism. I love it. Got to stay ahead of Miami and the Jets. Win the division is the first priority. They can't lose focus on that. Beat the Patriots too. That's 4 wins possible in the division. All right, listen. I predicted that this Buffalo Bills team would sweep the division. Okay, this is our opportunity to knock out one of the teams, and it's the Dolphins. There's no excuse why we shouldn't be able to do that. Guys, 163 of you in the YouTube chat right now, 95 of you on X. Do me a favor, smash that like button the second that you do come in. We want at least 200 like buttons smashed on each and every single episode. And out of the 259 of you watching this right now, I can almost guarantee you that not all of you are subscribed, okay? We have a goal of 30,000 subscribers by week 10. So I'd say in about 10 days, we want to be at 30,000 subscribers. And I guarantee you, out of everybody watching, at least 50 of you are not subscribed. So if you want an opportunity of winning all of my giveaways this year or being in the contest for this giveaway, definitely go on ahead and subscribe, okay? I'm giving away this Josh Allen rookie card. It could be yours. All you need to do is be a subscriber to this YouTube channel, make a Pristine Auction account. You are in the bag, baby. Got a Benford signed jersey for $18, $35 with shipping on Pristine Auction. I really hope that you use my code, Austin. I really hope that you use my code DMitch10 for $10 off your winning bid. Okay? Pristine Auction is beautiful. It is a beautiful website. It is where we get all of it. And don't worry, folks, I'm giving away a Benford jersey. In fact, question. Okay, next week's giveaway. What should it be? Should it be this Dalton Kincaid signed rookie card? Should it be the Christian Benford signed jersey, the James Cook signed jersey, the Taron Johnson signed jersey, or the Gregory Rousseau jersey? What giveaway should I do next? Talk to me. Let's get in that. Wife getting baptized the same day as the Dolphins. Ironic. Look at that. We have Travis in the chat saying Tua has more concussions than our whole team combined. Wow. Wow, man. And okay, so do you think the Dolphins will put Ramsey on Cooper? More than likely, he travels typically. So I would imagine he's going to be on Cooper. But I mean, listen, I honestly think that Jalen Ramsey is just washed. He's not the same. He's out there getting cooked by rookies. And funny enough, he has not won a single game where he was playing a team with Josh Allen since he ended up having that GQ interview a couple of years ago and calling him trash. So I think he dug his own grave at that point. Notification gang, like and subscribe. We even beat Miami with punter. How has Miami ever picked to win the division? We have Matthew Murphy. Let's go Buffalo. Absolutely. The Cook jersey is what we want to do next. We have the Groot jersey. Have a lot of Taron signed jersey is what people are looking for. Dan, you're slacking. Groot's jersey, not signed, JK. It is signed. I'm sorry. I did not get that, but it is the Groot jersey is signed indeed. Once the Chiefs lose one, they are losing multiple games. Bills getting the 1 seed. We have Devontae Mott coming in. How do we win this giveaway? I'll tell you what, man. It is a random selection. It is a random selection. So I normally have all the giveaways on all 4 of my platforms. So I pick a random platform so far. So the winners so far, I've had 2 on X and I've had 1 on Instagram. But I do run them on X, Instagram, TikTok, and on YouTube. So normally I just pick a random person from whatever my random wheel lands on of what platform I look at. And then I just count down to a random number. I pick that comment, etc. And that's the winner at the end of the day. Dan, I'm calling Benford 3 picks this weekend. If I'm right, can I get that jersey? Okay, Josh, look at that. That's a horrible thing to say. And the Bills play 17 games. Bye week, absolutely. This is the Buffalo Bills bye week. Dan, and do you think the Dolphins will go to the playoffs? Absolutely not. Unless there is 18 weeks, I don't effing know. Does Benford have a sore wrist? He was listed as limited, so I'm not sure what that's looking like. Been 17 games for the last few years now. We have Osiris coming in. Bills need to clean up penalties for the game, for the love of God. That right there, actually. That right there is something that I feel like none of us are talking about. Thank you for pointing that out, Osiris. Thank you for pointing that out. Make no mistake. This Bills team beat the Seahawks pretty handedly last week, okay? But it wasn't like this team was trying to make it competitive, right? Like this Buffalo Bills team was trying to do whatever we could to make this game competitive. We certainly were. It's just how it was. Because like we had like over like 120 yards in penalty yards last game. 120 yards of penalties. Minimum. We have to, bro. We absolutely have to clean up the penalties. I'm not saying it's going to be a massive issue. And so I'm not saying that it's going to be a massive issue, especially playing the Dolphins. But, like, that's something we have to clean up, especially once we end up playing some more, like, notable teams down the road. We have to chill out on those because that was absolutely terrible. If the Buffalo Bills were to lose last week, which I know it's very hard to be able to gather at that point, things need to change, man. Like, these penalties are absolutely atrocious at the end of the day, man. Let's call a buck, man. All right, guys, listen, we have 29,293 of you have subscribed, man. Let's get up to 29,320 before this stream ends, guys. We have 293 of you in here. I guarantee you there's at least 10 of you who are not subscribed. Go on ahead and roll on over here and be a part of my giveaways, man. Let's get this up to 29,320 before this stream ends. We're building a community here, the best community on the internet. Let's make it happen. Penalties been terrible, man. This team is somewhat undisciplined. They certainly are. And we had to hide it like last week, right? Like that was a storyline that got completely buried. And we need to go on ahead and make it happen, man, because it's nuts. That ref crew is so bad at throwing flags on everyone. So penalty is a problem, but the crew matters. Yeah, no more 2nd and 20s. please. And listen, we're a great team and we can convert those, but let's stop making it harder for ourselves, for the love of God. Over under 5.5 picks for Allen this year. Ugh, man. I really want to say under, but I have a feeling he'll probably end up with like 6 or 7, which I would be completely fine with. Like, that is an absolute incredible performance from the guy. 30K by week 10. This team is undisciplined with penalties. We have Doofy in the chat. What's going on, man? Hope everyone is having a beautiful day. Go Bills. Your mom is in the chat. What's going on, Mom? I wouldn't even count those games. We only play like 13 real games. Hot take, 0.2 since Chiefs lost regular season to a penalty. We will lose by a penalty this year. Then playoffs, we pull a Lions Cowboys on them in a championship game. Ooh, gotta love that. Bills win by 40. McDaniel is fired and Hill gets traded. Damn. Let's talk about that. Bills fans, bring out the brooms on Sunday. Buffalo Wings is coming in. 7-2. Be worried about the Colts game, then Miami. We have Mojo Chop 777. Imagine arguing about how many games are in a season. 285 of you were in here. 177 of you on YouTube. 120 right now are on X. This is absolutely beautiful. Guys, I'm going to take a leak real fast. I'll be right back, and then we'll start looking at if there's any wonderful practice updates, which I think we'll have a good understanding of what that's going to look like. I'll be right back. Damn, brothers. What up, brothers? All right, let's see. Especially with Joe Flacco, now a QB. Okay, we have the addition of Amari Cooper opened up Coleman and Shakir so much. That guy is perfect for our team, especially with the professionalism and the selflessness. Travis, I mean, listen, I totally agree with you. But one thing that I think should make us even more excited is a lot of those highlight reel catches that Keon Coleman has been making for the past 2 weeks, and same thing with Shakir. A lot of those were when Amari Cooper wasn't even out on the field, right? Because he's still getting acclimated to our playbook. I imagine his utilization is going to be the most we have seen since he has been traded to this Buffalo Bills team. But bro, the development we have seen from Keon and Shakir, even when he was not out on the field during each and every single specific play, should be wildly encouraging. I mean, here's my thing, right? And let me know. And so if you guys think that I'm wrong here, I have a feeling that Amari Cooper hits free agency next year. And so I have a feeling that Amari Cooper will end up signing with a different team during the offseason, largely because this guy has never had the opportunity of hitting free agency ever, right? And he's only ever been traded, right? So I think, like when it comes down into it, if Keon Coleman continues to play, and some TikToker even ended up saying that Keon Coleman looks a lot like a young A.J. Brown based off of what he has been doing, right? Like he's absolutely elite in run blocking. No one's talking enough about that, how good Keon Coleman has been in run blocking. Like he is sunning DBs out there. Like he is pushing them on their ass. He did end up getting a penalty last week when he ended up blocking a DB so hard that he ended up pushing him into his own bench. Okay. And I mean, his body control, like he uses his arms like weapons, he destroys. Coleman destroys press man coverage. He destroys it. He always ends up winning off of the line. He uses his arms as weapons when he's ended up going through his routes, making it impossible for a DB to like sort of get their hand in there to make it even possible. That's why I'm saying he's a 70-30 guy. He's not a 50-50 guy. If Keon continues to develop and if he continues to have this trajectory moving forward, I really don't see a world where Brandon Beane's going to look at Amari Cooper and just be like, you know what, dude, you're right. I'm going to go on ahead and give you a 3-4 year deal, $70 million. I just have a gut feeling. I would be happy if I was wrong. I would love Amari Cooper on this team for the next couple of years. I really, really would. But I just have a gut feeling that Amari Cooper is exclusively a one-year rental for us. I really do. We have Katie Robertson coming in. Honestly, a great penalty for him. He was hilarious against those DBs on Sunday. We have Blair. We should be able to handle this game Sunday because it's home, and don't think we take them lightly or look past him being a division game. Be smart, no turnovers, no penalties. We will be fine. And I mean, listen, it's different when a fan is arrogant and confident in his team, right? Like I always hear people say, Dan, you have to be humble and hungry. I'm like, well, listen, last time I checked and I looked over the 53-man roster, Dan Mitchell is not on that roster, all right? Dan Mitchell is just in his spare bedroom right now yapping about the Buffalo Bills on a weekly basis. I do nothing to the culture. You know what I'm saying? As long as my team is humble and hungry, I'm absolutely happy. But if I am arrogant about how confident I am about my Buffalo Bills team, plays zero effect, plays zero significance on how this team plays. So don't let anybody rain on your parade. Don't let anyone tell you how to fan, baby. Don't let anyone tell you how to fan. All right. If you think the Buffalo Bills are going to go out there and punch the Miami Dolphins in the teeth, say it with your damn chest, baby. Because the Bills are humble and hungry. We are cocky and arrogant over here, baby. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, fool. Anyway, Nara is in the chat. Dan, Bean does not like to give up draft picks for a one-year rental. Amari is staying until he retires. Mark my words. He's winning a Super Bowl with Josh. He deserves it. I mean, listen, I would be happy to be wrong. And so I sincerely would be happy to be wrong. We have Dewan is coming in. Go Bills from Richmond, Virginia. We have Ina Johnson coming on in from Oklahoma. Hi, Dan. Hated to root for the Jets to win yesterday, but we needed it. And so I'll tell you what, man, like I've seen a lot of people because I did put out a tweet and I said, okay, thank you for the second seed Jets. And of course I had a lot of people, like rolling in and running to correct me because, come on, man. Look, I'm going to go ahead and correct Dan Mitchell. It's going to make my day. We have the second seed, fools. We have the second seed. Why? Because the Pittsburgh Steelers have a bye week and so do we. And the Buffalo Bills have a bye week as well. So we have the second seed, okay? Go Bills from Kansas. How you doing? Go Bills. We about to smash. Absolutely, my friend. I love that. Oh, massive Peeve 9, man. Thank you so much for joining the membership program over in the Dom Mafia community, man. We sincerely appreciate that. Thank you so much. We have Blair in the chat. My wife tells me that all the time I can't do anything to help or hurt my team. I don't play for them, and they can't hear me screaming at the TV. Absolutely, my friends. Fans don't need to be humble and hungry. All right? Only the men on the 53-man roster need to be, baby. That's what I'm saying. Dan, what do you think about the Mike Edwards trade request he made? I'll tell you what, I highly doubt that we're going to get like any trade compensation for him. I highly doubt that any NFL organization is going to send anything over a 7th-round pick. If we somehow convince some team that he is worth more than a 7th-round pick, I would be shocked. I genuinely believe that he is likely just going to be released. So within the next couple of weeks, if we can't get rid of him by the trade deadline, I'm sure Brandon Beane is making calls. I'm sure he's trying to see if somebody would be interested, but I don't see a team being interested. We'll probably just end up releasing him, and then we'll probably end up bringing in Micah Hyde. That's my take. Okay, we have Errol Flynn coming in. Buffalo beat Miami last year 48-20. I expect that same type of result. We have Corey Sampson. Diggs would shit himself if the Bills won a Super Bowl, hence why it would be so sweet. We also won 31-10 in week 2. Given the Texans' injuries, we were bound to move ahead of them either way. We have Mies in the chat saying, I am taking a shit at the new Bill Stadium build porta potty, John. Dude, nice. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, brother. Go Bills. Go Bills, man. I love that. That is Bills Mafia for you, my friend. I hope that it is a nice porta potty. I hope you're having a great experience right now. I'm assuming you're probably working there, right? So were you a part of the construction crew building that stadium? If so, shout out to my boy Mies in there, baby. Make us a beautiful place to go watch our Buffalo Bills, man. Mike Edwards is a decent player. He certainly is, but for some reason, McDermott just doesn't want to play him. Still don't know how you became a member. Still don't know how you become a member. So there is a button like at the bottom of this video that says join. Okay. But I will tell you what, listen, the best way to support me, guys, is quite simply just by smashing that like button. That is all I ask. Just smash that like button. And so I don't need super chats and so I don't need members. I certainly appreciate it because that is going above and beyond. But only thing I ask, say that you guys rock with what I'm doing. Just smash that like button and subscribe to the channel, baby. We have 198 on YouTube, 130 on X right now. Let's see if we've surpassed 29,300. Okay, we have 29,294 of you have subscribed. Let's go ahead and pump this over to 29,300, y'all. I think that we can do it, all right? There are 6 of you right now watching that are not subscribed to the channel. I'm giving away a Josh Allen rookie card. Come on, you know what I mean? Make it happen. The new Bills Stadium might be ready for next season at the rate that they are going. Edwards is greater than Hamlin. We have Jordan Smith saying the stadium open in the 2026 season. Fun fact, since 2023, Pat Mahomes has more INTs. When does he get called overrated? Once we end up taking away his Super Bowl rings. That's about it. I subscribe. Bills fan forever. I certainly know you did, man. You are the absolute man. You are the absolute man. And the new Bills Stadium might be ready by next season at this point. But, all right. Let's see what we got here. This is what it's all about. Ray Davis wins Week 9 NFLPA Community MVP. He brought a bunch of kids to the stadium. Kohu is out Sunday. Neck injury has lingered, but McDaniel said it's not a long-term thing that requires an IR stay. Okay, we have Holland, Zach Sealer expected to be out Sunday versus the Bills per head coach Mike McDaniel. 2 key starters out for Miami. And McDaniel said he expects Sealer to wear a visor when he can return. Okay, so these are massive misses from this Miami Dolphins team. These are massive. Like literally their best defensive lineman is out. And their best safety is out. This is going to be an absolute bloodbath. Hill is expected to play Sunday versus the Bills. Holland is doubtful. McDaniel says he's pessimistic about Holland's chances. Doesn't look likely about Sealer plays Sunday versus the Bills. Mike McDaniel on Zach Sealer is expected to be ruled out today. It's not a question of being able to perform. It's the danger of doing further damage to his eyesight. Bills versus Dolphins round 2. Why this could be a much different matchup on defense for both teams. The big decision the Bills must make on defense Sunday. Is Kyer Elam a trade candidate? He certainly could be. Saw Ray Davis was the NFLPA player of the week. Team gets to use the bye to help with his time frame and recovery. Let me see. Scott says his favorite Coleman quote yet was when he said, "I'm Tiger, wish he could." Beautiful. Seeing a lot of this stuff. All right, perfect. Perfect, baby. Let me see what we got right here. Okay, we said that Allen should have all day to throw. Absolutely. Will Power get booed? Will Tyreek Hill be traded if the Dolphins lose this Sunday? I certainly believe there's a strong possibility. Diggs last year, worst mental state. This year, worst physical state. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. We are not trading Elam, especially that Douglas is a free agent next year. I don't know, dude. It's all the major injuries, the Dolphins plus Weaver calling out Josh Allen. What is this clown thinking? Josh is going to go off. Wait, what? What did he say? What did he say? Yo, what did that fool say? What did this fool say?
Where to start? You say this about so many of these guys in today's game, where they can beat you both from in the pocket and with their feet. And he's a guy that he doesn't have a lot of weaknesses in his game. So just a tremendous amount of respect for him. They've had the success they've had there in recent years for a reason, and he's a big part of that.
I'm having a hard time understanding what he said. Hold on. So he has bulletin board material from Dolphins DC ahead of Sunday's game. What did he say? And so no one spoil this for me. He said Josh Allen hangs the ball out there like a loaf of bread. Dolphins DC Anthony Weaver correctly notes. You want to bring down the player, and you also want to go after the ball on Sunday. Handles the ball. He's done. He's done, bro. He's absolutely done. He's done. I'm sorry. 0 questions right now. All right, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in to another edition of Dom Mafia Live. Sorry, guys. Was doing some business. Thank you so much for tuning in to another edition of Dom Mafia Live, guys. As a reminder, I am live every single Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. EST and 5:15 p.m. EST. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I want to say that we're over 29,300 right now. Let me see this bad boy real fast. Damn, we have 5 more people to get in on this list. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I will see you later this afternoon. Obviously, I will see you during BetUS TV's The Huddle at 3 p.m. EST. I love each and every single one of you. Never change. Go Bills. Peace.